Rocket Arena is a competitive third-person 3v3 hero shooter that is quite literally explosive. This is the debut title from Final Strike Games, which launches July 14th and brings a lot of interesting gameplay mechanics you wouldn't expect from a hero shooter. It's going to be a fully released game at launch, so here's a preview into what Rocket Arena is all about. We're welcomed into the world of Crater, where rockets are everything. You've entered into the Rocket Championship Tour, where you face off against other teams of 3 in various competitions. There are 10 characters, 10 maps, and 10 game modes that will be available at launch. This is a hero shooter, so each character has different abilities, but the game also has items players can pick up and find during each match. In addition to unique hero abilities, each character's primary rockets all fire differently. For example, Boone's primary fire acts like a sniper rifle with more direct shots, which also turns into a shotgun up close, versus a character like Blastbeard, who has slower firing cannon shots that have a slight distance drop-off. My first thoughts on Rocket Arena were not another hero shooter, but there are quite a few gameplay mechanics that actually really grabbed me. Instead of using health bars and killing other players, Rocket Arena uses something called blast meters. So rather than straight up rocketing your enemy to death, you have to use your weapons and items to blast your enemy out of the ring. Think Super Smash Bros., but in a third-person FPS form. It was a really weird concept to understand that when I'd see an enemy's blast meter above their heads and see it was low, it didn't mean they were low health. The higher their meter was, the closer they were to getting eliminated. Again, think Super Smash Bros. You can push your opponents out of the ring by hitting them until they drop out of the edge and can't fight their way back to the map. Additionally, you can hit them until their blast meter reaches its limits and they'll get flown outside the ring automatically, no matter where they are. Unless your blast meter exceeds its threshold, you can actually fight your way back into the platform. Rocket Arena implements a skill called rocket jumping that allows you to jump using your rockets or special abilities. There's no splash damage in the game from your own weapons, so you can rocket jump all you want as long as you have the ammo for it. For example, if I get stuck dropping outside the platform, I can shoot against the wall to boost myself up and climb back into the arena. Not only can you save yourself from getting knocked out, but you can also use this to your advantage to climb walls and get above everyone else during fights. During fights, you can hit your opponents consistently and build up your combos. When you hit consecutive shots and build a combo, a melody plays that sounds a lot like the Fortnite harvesting notes when you hit all the right spots. However, there's a dodge mechanic that all heroes have that allows them to break their opponent's combos if timed correctly. There's a 6-second cooldown timer on your dodge, so you have to really think it through if you're in a particularly sticky situation. My one complaint about this system is that I thought that if I were to time a dodge perfectly, my cooldown time would be significantly shorter as a reward. But the cooldown timer remains the same whether you nail your dodge or not. On the other hand, Rocket Arena allows you to triple jump, so there's still a lot of mobility in the game. Blastbeard's special ability actually resets his jumps, which can definitely be useful if you're outside the ring. The 5 game modes available at launch consist of 4 PvP matches and 1 PvE. All of these modes consist of teams of 3. The 4 PvP modes consist of Knockout, which is the standard game where you just knock out your opponents, Rocket Ball, where the goal of the game is to run and throw or blast a ball into your opponent's goal, Treasure Hunt, where you hold a treasure chest that spawns in the middle of the map to collect coins, and Mega Rocket, a capture the point objective. The PvE mode is called Rocket Bot Attack, where you can work with a team of 3 to fight waves of bots. For more competitive players, the developers of Final Strike Games ensured us that ranked PvP would be available at launch as well. During the demo event, I got to play Knockout, Rocket Ball, and Treasure Hunt. My favorite game mode out of those 3 was probably Knockout, since it was pretty cut and dry and I can engage in the rocket mayhem without having to worry about other objectives. The items you can pick up around the map come in pretty useful during fights, since you might be able to pick up a ninja headband that lets you dodge without a cooldown for a short amount of time, a rocket magnet that acts as a small rocket force field, a speed boost, a mine you can plant anywhere, or even a bomb. The ninja headband felt most useful for me during fights, since the dodge mechanic can save your blast meter from filling up too quickly. All of the maps are fairly small, but it feels pretty balanced since players can't run and camp in different spots. However, for Rocket Ball, there was one particular map, Temple of Jaqua, that felt entirely too small and cramped. It was incredibly hard to tell who had the ball, where the ball currently was, and what exactly was going on from the map space available. For each hero, there are a set of artifacts that you can unlock as you play matches and discover them. Artifacts are like little boosts that help increase your stats to a small percentage. For example, there's an artifact named the Axial Fan that, at level 1, will increase your rocket jump strength by 20% and increase by 5% for the next 2 levels. You can have 3 artifacts equipped on your character, which allows you to personalize your stats to best match your playstyle. My demo experience with Rocket Arena was pretty limited, given the playtime we were allotted, but I got to experiment enough with the game to get a basic understanding of what I liked and what my playstyle was. I felt my best characters were Zella and Rev, who allowed me to get up close and personal and both have rush attacks that can smack my opponents into the sky. Rev's primary fire is a machine gun, but I always felt like she never had enough ammo in it to feel like a proper machine gun. I found myself running out of ammo right as my last combo would hit, and the reload would take just a second too long, letting my enemy get away. However, the weapon and character balancing actually felt really good for the demo I got to play. No character felt underpowered or overpowered, especially since each character's skill sets were built to accommodate for a wide range of playstyles. It took me a few rounds of changing characters between matches to figure out who I was most comfortable with, but once I did, I started to feel more on even ground with everyone and really have some fun. Each match I played lasted about for 6 minutes or so, which feels like a good amount of time for such fast-paced matches. There's a lot of action and explosions happening throughout each match, and sometimes it would get too visually busy to follow everything happening, but I still found myself enjoying smacking people with Rev's board and blasting people into the sky. Rocket Arena is coming as a live service game to the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and is also the first EA game to have complete crossplay at launch. The base game will be sold for $29.99, and the premium bundle will be $39.99 that includes the first Battle Pass. Season 1 of Rocket Arena will begin 2 weeks after launch on July 28th. When I asked about what the price point of cosmetics and the Battle Pass would be, Rhea Almeida, Global Public Relations for EA, said, "We believe in fairness to all our players, so there aren't any pay-to-win mechanics in Rocket Arena. There aren't any loot boxes either. All players will also receive a free new character during each of the upcoming seasons." Overall, I'm very cautiously optimistic about Rocket Arena. Its unique gameplay mechanics stand out from other third-person hero shooters, and the arena of 3v3 fights is actually really fun. My one concern is how the game will stay engaging and fresh after a few weeks after launch. While there are several game modes to choose from, including ranked, a lot of the matches felt slightly repetitive, like it was just a rinse and repeat cycle. Regardless, from the time I got to spend with Rocket Arena's demo, I thoroughly enjoyed the chaos and the explosions, and will definitely be keeping an eye on the game's launch and future. Do you think Rocket Arena is something you'll check out? Let me know in the comments below, and for more on gaming news, stay here at IGN.